Do you have any of these Easter plastic foam eggs lying around? I'm going to show you just what you can do with them here. My name's Lisa. This is my page, Junk to Joyful, and let's get started. So these were the Ashland foam eggs that I got this season, a little mesh bag full of them, and I didn't use them all. So what we're going to do today, I'm going to turn them into some cute whimsical bees. So you can see I used a shish kebab skewer, and where I placed it on the egg will make sense at the end of this video, but the first egg I did, I put it on the very tip, the end of the egg, and it left a hole which was noticeable. You could take a pipe cleaner and stick in that hole to make a stinger, but I did not do that in this video, but that is an option for you to do. First off, to get started, I'm just doing 2 base coats with the Waverly chalk paint in the color Plaster. That is my favorite go-to cover paint for any base coating. I love the creamy white tones that it gives for a base coat for all of my projects. So once I gave it 2 coats of that, I did bring in my heat tool to get that dry because I don't have time to wait around for things to dry. Next, I'm coming in with Waverly chalk paint in the color Maze, and I'm, instead of fighting to get stripes of yellow and black in there, I'm going for ease and giving this an entire coat. I think I did 1, maybe 2, don't quote me here, coats in the Maze chalk paint. And use your discretion, and if you feel it needs to, go ahead and put 2 coats on. So I'm speeding this up because you don't need to watch me go through and paint and drying. And now I'm coming in with my folk art, and I'm using the chalk paint color in Rich Black. So now this is where it's going to get a little tricky. I'm trying to make a circle to the best of my ability at the bottom, and I'm just kind of taking my time so it's not too wonky looking. But you could, if you wanted, to draw a circle in pencil and then just color that in. I'm just freeballing here and just making my black circle on the bottom, and then I will move up equal distance and put 2 more bands around for the body of this bee. You could use a Sharpie if you have that and would like to use. You could use paint markers. There are a lot of options out there. You could use acrylic paints. For this one, I just like how chalk paint sticks really well to my project. So there is the bottom. Now I'm going to move up a bit, and to make sure that my line meets up equally when I get all the way around to the other side, so it does not look like my band is going uphill or downhill, you can see that I just kind of stabilize my pinky on the egg and just kind of move my brush a little bit to the left, and then flip my egg over and then pull it a little bit on the other side. So I'm going to speed this up to get through this quicker for you, but you can see I go a little bit one way, flip it a little bit the other way, and then magically they end up perfectly aligned on the other end. Go ahead and dry. And you can already see it's starting to come to life. So if you've got any of those dabber daubers for putting polka dots, you could use that. What I'm using here is what I have on hand, and that is the big kindergarten size pencil, and I'm dipping that eraser right into my same black chalk paint and just putting 1 dot for one eye, kind of wiggle it around so that the circle is completely formed, and then I will dip and repeat. No need to dab off the paint if there's excess on here, like I do if you see me do polka dots in the liquid gold. So this will just be dab some paint on and drop it on your item. And look at how cute is that. We're not done. Again, there's a lot of painting and drying on this project, but using the shish kebab stick or anything that you have to achieve the same effect works perfectly to keep your fingers off the paint. Now I'm coming in with the back end of a paintbrush, dipping it in my base coat paint, the plaster, and this is a bigger size paintbrush. On the bottom handle, I switched to the next size down, the smaller handle, and just putting a smaller little dot up to the side from the first one, just to give this a little whimsy look. And just like that, so simple. Those are the easiest eyes. You could go further from here. You could put eyelashes, you could put a nose, you could put a mouth. I just opted for simple, basic whimsy here. And then I had this kind of sheer ribbon, so I measured off 6 inches. These are going to be the wings. And then make sure your hot tool has been plugged in and ready to go. And I just kind of find the center of this and fold in each end. Grab my silicone makeup brush to make sure I don't burn my finger. Put a little dab of my hot glue, and then I press down with that brush. Fold the other side in. Because it's so sheer, that first initial drop will work for both sides when they are folded in to meet in the center. Then I grabbed some gold cording that I had lying around. You could use floral wire, wrap that around, and then leave a little nub of the wire to tuck down into that hole with glue where you put your shish kebab skewer. So I'm using the gold cording, and I'm gonna get my knot, and then I knot it first on the front, flip it over just to make sure it does not come apart at all. I flip my bow over and I do 2 more additional knots. No rhyme or reason, just I tend to do things in 3s. And once that's in place, I trim the excess off, and then we go back to that initial hole that I told you to wait and see how I'm gonna take care of that at the end. I'm gonna take a dab of that hot glue, fill it in the hole, and then my wings are gonna go right over that, and no one is gonna know where that hole was. So just like that, if you have any of those foam eggs, you could even use plastic eggs. It doesn't have to be limited to these foam eggs, but turn them into some whimsical, cute, fun little bees. So I hope to inspire you guys to give this a try. And if you like it, give me a like, comment, follow, and share. Thanks for watching.